experience working or being within the community, it's very biblical worldview. I wasn't even taught evolution because of the biblical worldview that I had. And it's a great way to learn, but I think people who are introverts will probably enjoy homeschooling much more than extroverts. Extroverts recharge by being around other people. And if you're an introvert, you probably will more likely take to homeschooling. But I don't like any time a religion or ideology is how information is funneled. Which is why I would never raise kids in Florida, because they refuse to teach racism and the effects of racism, the effects of homophobia. I don't want to raise my kids in any state that is in the lowest 15 states in the United States. And yeah, I do know people that send their kids to school in Oklahoma. Imagine waking up every morning and realizing that you live in the state with the 50th state in education. The goal is to be number one. So, yeah, I don't believe religious ideology has any place in education unless it's to clarify how it impacted history. If you want to have your facts and your info funneled through religion, go to seminary. Take a class that is taught by a religious person or about a religious topic. There's nothing wrong with that. But I don't believe, and I think religious homeschooling is extremely toxic. And it's very sad how things just, function. I think it's extremely dangerous to teach people that something is true based on your religion. You need to have open, objective thinking. You need to teach kids not based on belief, but by facts. What if your facts violate your beliefs? What if the science, proof, and statistics don't prove that there's a God? Well, the answer to that is they won't teach it. They're not, and they spend several hours a day in stereotypical, traditional Christian homeschooling, talking and, learning about the Bible. And unless you're taking a class because you're interested, you want a degree, you're trying to, get involved in something you're passionate about, do it on your own time, not during the time when people need to have vital education. Instead of learning about the Bible, kids should be learning about art, music, computers, theater. If you want to learn about religion, do it when you get home, or go to college to become a pastor. So, when you live in states where homeschooling is a big thing, and let's be honest, anywhere in the Bible Belt area or the Midwest, you're going to have your Bible thumping, God loving, protect the guns kind of people. And yes, I've recently been to Texas, so that's just how it is. But the homeschooling part did propel me into having a better grasp on everything in academics. I always performed better. I always got top grades. And unless it was science and math, I always just about was between 88 and 95 in my test scores. I've never been good at math or science. I always got a high C. But I was just good at what I did. I think homeschooling works if your child has a good self-starter personality. They don't get depressed if they're not around